Salutations everyone, and welcome to my review of Rhapsody, a musical adventure. So I wasn't really sure how to handle Rhapsody when it came up as part of RPGalooza. After having speedrun the game for several years, it's hard to look at this in any way but from a speedrunning perspective, but I'll try my best. Starting off, Rhapsody is the only game I've ever played that was also a musical. Now, I love musicals, but this game is definitely incredibly cheesy with its musical numbers. The songs are catchy, but not in like Disney songs kind of way. They are silly and wonderful, but in kind of a weird way that you kind of have to go into it with incredibly low expectations, or you're probably just going to think that they are just straight up awful. The gameplay itself is incredibly simple. The battles are set up in a strategical grid, but the enemies are so incredibly weak that little to no strategy is really necessary if you're just going through the game casually. The cast is super goofy, and the story itself is incredibly generic, but it's done in a way that's incredibly sarcastic and gives it its own sort of charm. The game itself is relatively short for an RPG. You could probably play through the entire thing in around 10 hours if you just kind of meandered around with some amount of direction towards your next goal. And speaking of meandering, the only thing I don't particularly care for is how incredibly confusing the maps are. All the screens look more or less the exact same, and it's incredibly easy to get lost. I would say 75% of most people's initial playthroughs of the game were just them wandering around for hours, lost in a cave, trying to find their way out. Despite how much I might enjoy the game, I'm still only giving this a 3 out of 5 for RPGalooza. It's a fun, quirky game, but everything about it is pretty generic and simplistic. I love the characters, and they are all very wacky, but there's no real plot twists, and you can pretty much predict the entire story for the game from the get-go. There's a lot of side quests you can do to open up more story, but I'm not a fan of side quests for some reason, so none of that really appealed to me. There's quite a few backstory on all the individual puppets as well. If you go through the side quests, you can find out some of the more gruesome previous lives that the souls of the puppets had before they became puppets. But there really wasn't anything mind-blowing or super gripping about it. Rhapsody will always hold a special place in my heart because of the goofy dialogue, but at the same time I realize there's really nothing special about the game. It's just a quick and easy fun game to go through if you've got nothing else going on one afternoon. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. If you liked what you saw or just want to keep up with the RPGalooza series, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out my Twitch TV channel as I play through the games live at twitch.tv/rudyxx. Take care, everyone, and until next time, happy gaming!